Hey people, Injured here 3v3 Khatrin Purification Plants blue team. Hedonism bot is a Chaos Sorcerer offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation. This is the Night Lord's elite scheme alongside young Wendi with a Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, powerful disruption and support. This is some kind of colour scheme going on. We're going to call him Humberto. Is that a name? Is that real? Did I make it up? Rounded off this blue team is Haidran with a Lord General, fights in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, can add to this retinue, giving him more abilities, really strong defense and support, and this is the Armageddon Steel Legion elite scheme. Red team a whole bunch of Space Marines. First up is Raver with a Techmarine, starts off ranged combat, can also support with structures and even get into some melee. Maybe some kind of Blood Angels successor chapter going on. Alongside Glory to Arstotzka with a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Black Templars elite scheme over here with that bucket helm. And rounding off the teams is Crewfinity with some good old Blood Ravens and an Apothecary, support hero that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Transition into the mid, which leaves the east side nice and empty for Hedonism bot to maybe cap up and bash things. Tyranids getting pincered here. That's the second Hormigron Brood. And here come, well, triple guardsmen for Haidran. It's a lot of lasguns, fellas. Back away. Dangerous. Eventually quite dangerous. Maybe you'll die. Back away. There we go. They're getting into cover or something. Oh no. Humberto went down. He'll be alright. He's twitching. Look. Doombolts flying in. Not a bad hit. We got scouts with shotguns up pretty early here. In response to the double Hormigons, perhaps double CSM for Hedonism bot. These guys went the long way around with their fancy lightning greaves. Maybe some pressure on a natural VP, not quite. Ran into some Marines and scouts and stuff, and that's a shotgun blast on the CSM, who got caught quite badly. I assume their rally point was maybe set on the hero, which is what I do, and they went a strange way and got caught and dropped on model there. Scouts taking some hits in melee as they retreat. Well, here comes an Apothecary. Doombolts is going to miss. Big old melee brouhaha going on. I assume with double CSM, they're going to win this fight. Depends when the Apothecary uses heal, I guess. There it is. Keeps the Tactical Marines happy, and another dropped model by the CSM. And they might wipe them here. Trying to chase. Don't think they quite have enough, or maybe they got pretty close, down to 6 hit points. But the Tactical Marines can't catch up. Apothecary barely gets away. And the Tactical Marines are going to be fine. They can go and grab that. Oh, they've already got that power. They can maybe smack this around or just decap over here. Looks like they're going to decap the wreck point. Nope. What is he up to? He's going for the VP. Going for an early decap on that natural VP. Hormigons take the Western contested VP. Still got triple guardsmen in play. All with sergeants, I imagine. Yep. And some Khatachans now for Haidran. Followed up pretty quickly by some artillery spotters there. Who needs a sentinel? Sorcerer trying to get revive on the Lord General, taking tons of damage, but does get it just before those scouts came in and disrupted with a shotgun blast. Here come heretics now in their melee charge. They will catch those scouts, and a doom blast usually gets them out there. Turns out scouts don't like it when someone explodes right next to them. We have Havoc suppressing things, which is their job. Can they now suppress the Devastators? Very brave heretics is going face first into a heavy bolter there, and they do it. A doom blast and now some melee supported by Havocs. Here's Humberto back to his feet with an early Psychic Scream in amongst some Marines, and almost took out a Force Commander. There's a good special. Well, it would have been good if these guys didn't retreat. Still in play, leading the line, this Hive Tyrant, now tying up some more Marines, which he will do all day in Tier 1. Another good special. Havocs are creeping forward and doing their thing. Might be able to put some sustained pressure on this VP here. They've got triple guardsmen, they've got some upgraded termagants, here come spotters. Ravener Brood now for young Wendi. There's a Burrow Strike. There's a disruption, and they close in for melee. There's some lasgun support there. Red team under pressure. That slow Space Marines starting to ramp up. We've got Devastators for both Raver and Crewfinity. Some Assault Marines also doubled tax into devs for glory to Arstotzka. I believe Arstotzka is from... Oh, these guys aren't capping. It's from Papers, Please, that game that came out a bunch of years ago that people liked. I never played it, but I think that's what that is. I've heard of it before. Termagants are alive. Yes, they are. Well done, fellas. Sniper scouts being shot to pieces. Uh-oh. They're going to be okay. That was a smoke shot. 500 to 397. Double cap here for blue. Red team are getting a natural back. Looks like a Hedonism bot got a bit too deep in, and Chaos Space Marines dropped 2 models again. And now they have to deal with Assault Marines. These guys might want to... Oh, they already have an aspiring champion. Maybe supported by the Sword of Flame, Coruscating Flame, and all that good stuff. Scouts with a Sergeant here for Raver. They found some isolated Hormagaunts. Oh, they dead. Humberto is sad. Now just has Hormagaunts, Termagants, and a Ravener Brood. Look at the amount of Marines on the field all of a sudden. Double Devastators for Raver. So there's 4 on the field right now and 5 Tactical Marine squads. Wow. That is a solid tier 1. But can they get VPs back? Are they going to have the mobility and the micro to deal with these engagements? It's going to be tough to approach them for sure. They only have Raveners. The Hive Tyrant can't charge or anything. They do have Spotters and Khatrin too. Has some good disruption potential. But putting it all together in a 3v3 can be tough when you're not necessarily communicating with your allies. Sorcerer with a special. Those guys dodged it somehow and got a heal too. All of that work from the Sorcerer. All of that damage just negated by the heal. Level 2 Apothecary. In 2.9.2, the Apothecary's heal now gets better every level rather than every 2 levels like it did before. Big change for that guy. Cool change too. Some explosions going on and people dying. Humberto is in there. Is he going to get some support though? Just some Termagants and some Raveners at the moment. Devastators are being dispersed. Scout snipers out of there. You need to be careful. Mr. Hive Tyrant does get away, I think, maybe. Are you guys going to melee him? No, I think those tats could have finished him if they melee. But they didn't. Raveners still in play. Termagants get a decap at least. 481 to 346. And the red Space Marine team do push through. Apothecary is going to cap the VP, I think. Maybe. I think they are busy watching this, which is now what I'm doing. Doom Blast comes in. Tats are pretty low and they drop a model. If Heretics can get a attack model, they should be promoted immediately. Sorcery gets out of there. Did not see... Was that a shotgun blast that took the energy? I was so excited that the Heretics killed a Tactical Marine. Blood Crusher on the way now for Hedonism bot, and the west side is turning red. We've got some Lord General buffs going on. It's Stand Firm. Immune to suppression. Also gives the Lord General some health and energy and stuff. These Devastators get wrecked. Grenade goes in, scares the others off. Lord General, though, is doing something. Shooting very, very close to things. Should have been tying stuff up in melee or something. Spawn mines spawned from the Capillary Tower, and now some Rippers. I think they cost a little bit of red now, these things. It was just requisitioned before. Blood Crusher smacking a node. Streaming forward is the Chaos Army. We've got Marco Tzeentch, 2 of them. Bad news for Marines. Here's a las cannon, which is very hard anti-vehicle, more than enough to deal with the Blood Crusher at only 600 hit points, but that thing's quick and can tie you up in a flash. Gets rid of the Apothecary, just a little bit of an overextension there from Crewfinity. Should have set the las cannon up a little bit further back. Here's a Tyrant Guard now for young Wendi. Super heavy infantry, 2,500 hit points of it, and some good damage output. Can really break your lines if you're not careful. Don't have good counters for that guy. Stern Guard veterans coming in. Marines dropping models as they retreat. It's a good hit back here from the blue team. I thought the Space Marines would be able to hold it a bit better with the amount of Devastators and stuff they have. Looks like they lost one of them. Didn't Raver have double devs at some point? Pretty sure they did. I, of course, didn't see them die. It's not like I'm commentating or something. Ravener Brood here with their enhanced muscle coil turns them into a pretty fearsome melee unit with that permanent burrow ability, as you can see. When they come up, not only do they disrupt, they also stun, which is very useful. Here comes the Hive Tyrant now, still with the Psychic Scream. There you just saw it used. Could have waited a little bit to also get these guys in it, but they're being tied up. And here's the Turret Guard now, supported by a Capillary Tower, and of course the Synapse that the Hive Tyrant itself has. Good special. And if this guy had Rending Talons, would have killed so many Marines. They're staying in combat for way too long for Fire Glory. They do get away though. Techmarine with a Melter Gun, Bionics and Orbs. Could be bad news for the Tyrant Guard, that Melter Gun. Uh-oh. Speaking of bad news, Blood Crusher's going to die, I believe. That's a Plasma Cannon shot. Gets it done. There was also a Melter Bomb in there and a Las Cannon shot. Putting the pressure on the Chaos Army now. Blood Crusher, I don't think did a whole lot. I guess it forced some anti-vehicle purchases, which Crewfinity otherwise may not wanted to do. Now has a Las Cannon, which is only good for bashing generators. Not really going to hit his infantry reliably. And there's those double Mark of Tzeentch CSM just ripping through those Marines. Do they still have... Yep, they still have the heretics they're worshipping. What's this? Humberto is capping, killed a Force Commander. There's a Brood Nest now, giving some reinforcement and stuff. That's a massive blob of Guardsmen just waiting to be Plasma Cannons or something. We have a missile launcher for some reason. Did Haidran have a Chimera or something that I missed? I don't think so. We have a healing bunker which can reinforce and stuff. Flank attempt by the Tyranids. Might get caught on both sides, and here's a turret which they are trying to get. Gormagants are on it, taking so much damage as they do so, supported by some disruption there from Catachans. Tyrant Guard should be going after the turret surely. Trying to shut it down with spotters. But they're so close anyway, the Tyrant Guard is now going after it. Spawn Mines are just standing there, not sure what they're up to. Or floating there, whatever they do. 430 to 200 double cap here for the blue team. Tyrant Guard does get the turret down. And here's a Dreadnought from Glory to Arstotzka. It's in its melee mode. Tyrant Guard, I don't know if you're going to get away, buddy. I don't know. Didn't need to go around, really, the Tyrant Guard. Could have just walked into the turret. Wouldn't have taken too much damage. Oh, Melter. Doing some melting, and down goes the Tyrant Guard. The Assault Marines were on it. It tried to charge away. Crewfinity with the Plasma Devs. We saw them take out the Blood Crusher. There's the Doom Blast for the Apothecary. Has no war gear at level 3 now. So even though this guy now gets a heal bonus every level, it's still in line with the old bonuses kind of thing. When he gets to level 3, it's like the old level 3 bonus. But I think overall, if he gets to like level 10, it's a slightly higher bonus than before, since it would have stopped at level 9 before. 387 to 172. Triple cap all of a sudden for this red team. Tier 3 though for the blue team players. And young Wendi with a depleted army has lots of requisition income, lacking that upkeep tax, and should be able to get some nasty tier 3 things out pretty soon. Here's Havocs with the Mark of Corn, giving him an autocannon, just ignoring the Librarian there. Raven is in retreat path, trying to kill some Assault Marines. Couldn't quite get one. Couldn't quite get one. They do have their Sergeant. They just dropped another model. West side is red. Dreadnought is not even looking at the enemy. Red team have crept forward. Khatrin takes out the bunker. trying to stay in play is Haidran, maybe waiting for some support from the Tyranids, although there's not a lot that Wendi can support with right now. But they got suppression, they've got a plasma cannon in the back, they've got a whole bunch of marines, they've got a dreadnought. It's hard to approach this. Hard to approach it. Try to jump in and the dreadnought demolishes you. Try to stick around with a bunch of ranged and the plasma cannon is bad news. And of course you're getting suppressed and stuff. You just need a lot of it. Whatever you have, bring a lot of it. Bonded exoskeleton and the crushing claws for the Hive Tyrant. Ready to fight if they weren't busy running. The Tome of Subjugation for Hedonism bot. Expected against triple Space Marines, I guess, because you can subjugate Terminators and stuff, or just Assault Marines or Stern Guard. Assault Marines are pretty good to subjugate because you can use them to jump on the enemy. Termagant's capping. Red team are trying to recover. Looks like Wendi wants a Carnifex from the look of the chat. And saving red for a nuke. Vanguard Veterans upgrade for the Assault Squad. They lose their Melter Bomb, but they become a better straight up combat unit. I think I'd keep the Melter Bomb, to be honest, most of the time. 266 to 172. Plasma Cannon gets a hit on the Lord General, who's now got Melter Guns. And this is one of the upgrades that also grants their Stormtroopers Melter Guns. Same with the grenade launchers. They also get grenade launchers, I mean. Rippers trying to be annoying, but they'll be dealt with. Capillary Tower goes down. Where is the Tyranid stuff? Here it is. Carnifex is on the way. It took a while to get it going though. Spent a bunch of power upgrading the Hive Tower, and that's why Crushing Claws, I believe, are 50. And I think Bonded is 30 or 40, so there's a lot of power there. Going after the Dreadnought though and really ripping it up. Dreadnought now has an Assault Cannon, so has no melee resist. And the Crushing Claws are demolishing it, but can it stay in play for long enough to finish it off? I don't think it can. It's going to die as well. Hellfire rounds get some damage over time there. I mean, they attempted a push, but just met too much stuff. Oh no, some friendly fire puts the Dreadnought perilously low on hit points. Of course, one with a Thunderhammer now, as you saw. Bringing glory to Arstotzka. Smite sets this up. Vanguard are in there, and if they jump on double CSM like that with Tzeentch, it's going to be a bad time for those fellas. Bloodletters are in play, so they can counter-initiate the Vanguard with some power melee of their own. It's going to be a tough fight though with a Apothecary support. The Scouts can knock them over with shotguns. They can't suppress the Bloodletters, because demons don't care about suppression, but you can knock them over. Here comes Humberto, who healed up pretty quickly. Oh, he got repurchased, didn't he? Went down. That's why he healed up so quickly. Humberto was born again, which is fitting for Tyranids. Now he's running away. Where's that Carnifex? There it is. It's gone for the Barbed Strangler. Heading towards this blob of Marines. Librarian with the Psychic Hood. There's a jump. And a Smite. And those guys are dealt with so easily again. Really needs to watch those double CSM. Hedonism. Manticore on the field for Haidran. But Red Team never did actually decap the VP, I don't think. Ravenous dropping 2 models. Good shot though from the Barbed Strangler. And there is the subjugation for the Vanguard Veterans. They don't have the energy to jump, but wastes the Merciless Strike there. And now, not sure why the Bloodletters didn't stay close. Here we go, there's that little passive teleport that they got in Elite Mod. Can they get a model? Can they get? They do. 22 red for killing a Vanguard Veteran, not bad. 133 to 172. West side is still very red. Got some Scout Snipers, they've got a drop pod to reinforce things potentially. Almost level 3 devs. Barbed Strangler is doing some work though. I don't see a huge amount of anti-vehicle here. They have the Stern Guard, they have the Plasma Cannon. Oh, now they have a tank. There's some anti-vehicle fear. Humberto's angry. tearing through some Marines, kills them with the help of the Chaos Sorcerer's army. Blue team descending on the west side. Haidran needs to turn around there. Where are the Demon Russes? They do have enough for a rocket run. Pretty good map for tanks. The west side is quite open, as is the mid. Current of formation knocks back the Hive Tyrant, but it's going to be okay. Oh, scouts drop. Sloppy fight from the red team. Kept things in play a bit too long. There's an orbital. Out of frustration, completely misses everything. Cap, indeed. It's a cap, fellas. Maybe get some Khatrin over there with grenade launchers and stuff. Humberto has got into trouble. Vanguard veterans against a low-level Hive Tyrant. They'll take him out. 3 attacks here are going to be okay. We've got some Chaos Terminators for Hedonism bots. I'd love to see some Lightning Claws tearing through those Vanguard veterans. I'm not biased at all. Level 5 Lord General. Forcing melee combat on the Dreadnought. There's anything to get it stopping shooting that thing. And another Carnifex on the way. That was a really good push by the blue team. Young Wendi didn't have a lot, but they used it well. The Hive Tyrant smacked a bunch of stuff up, and that Barb Strangler is painful. Need to invest in a little bit more anti-vehicle. This guy could get a las cannon. Does Crewfinity still have the las cannon? They do. So they do have some. 104, 158. Not sure what you're looking at, buddy. I'm going to move up a bit. Blue team do have the VP now. They're taking out those towers. 104 to 152. The 2-to-1 cat is taking down the red team. Momentum shift here. Oh, that is the Vox operator calling in some reinforcements. Pretty handy. Not seen the Manticore shoot yet. He must have shot something though. Lord General is tanking damage like a boss, but does go down. Look at that Barb Strangler shot. There's a Manticore too. Almost took out the tank, and those Devastators barely get away. That was a really good Manticore shot, but here comes an orbital. And blue team hold. That is a nasty orbital on a massive blob of guardsmen. Did they escape? Looks like one of them went down. Pushing through the mid, and another orbital lifts Humberto into the air, but they have the invulnerability ability active, so nothing to it. Armor of the Apothecary from the Apothecary, very popular to get in a team game. Bloodletters teleporting away from the shooting. I might have to just straight up retreat unless the heretics are nearby. No, they're not. What is this? Sneaky Scouts. It is Sneaky Scouts getting a decap on the VP. Look at this Barb Strangler Carnifex. Like nothing has threatened it yet. Wasn't there a tank? There is a tank. Should be chasing down and hunting that Carnifex. Here's another one. It's gone for the Thornback. A melee Carnifex 104 to 98 on the VP's Land Raider Redeemer, the Raver, who just dropped a unit. Oh, it's these Devastators, I think. Those are the plasma fellas? Nope. It looks like a plasma cannon. Maybe I'm just... Oh, maybe they have 2 plasma cannons. There's a possibility. Here comes Humberto. Smack. Barb Strangler setting up these charges here. That's nasty. Whoa. Someone just went super far away. So did that Ravener. They're trying to stay underground. And burst out. Nope. Uh-oh. Being flanked. Carnifex is very close to their enemy bases. Generally, you don't want to send Carnifexes that close. Oh, he could have stayed and got the Predator kill there, I think. It's pretty much always worth losing your hero for a Predator kill. You can always repurchase for 250 if you wait, or maybe even get a revive. 104 to 82. The west side is blue, but did Young Wendi overextend there? Looks like the Carnifexes are okay-ish. Not sure why they're still not moving. Keep moving back, fellas. What did the Barb Stranglers shoot at? Carnifex try to charge away. The Chaos Terminators went to fort an autocannon, by the way. 2-1 for blue. I don't think this Carnifex is going to get away though. It shouldn't get away. Down it goes. Needed to get those guys moving a little bit earlier and keep them moving. He seemed to stop them there. Tyrant formation. Doesn't bother the Land Raider very much. And the Marines will be fine. They're probably all leveled up like crazy. Level 3 Stone Guard there. Look at these Bloodlayers. Good decap in the midst of the fighting. And now it's a double for blue. The Guard are holding the west side. Now has a Lehman Russ. Another Carnifex on the way for Yang. Nope, cancels it. Cancels it for what though? It's tough with your Tyranids, right? Because you can't get setup teams, which are great to recover in tier 3 in a 3v3. It's like you just want monstrous creatures. Anything else will just die too fast, and nothing else really has the range. Maybe you can just get some mass zone throats. They have decent range. It's not like you can get Termagants up, or Raveners even. It's going to die so fast. Looks like blue team have enough though. Young Wendy's getting nothing. Just floating here. Oh, there's the 1-to-1 cap. And now they have a Land Raider on this VP. Young Wendi needs to be purchasing something. Lehman Russ backs away a bit. Don't think it has... Oh, it does have the Vanquisher. Uh-oh. An orbital on the spotters. A little bit overkill. But gets them killed. Certainly gets them killed. It's a Swarm Lord for Yang Wendi. That's what they were saving for. Needed the 200 power for this guy. I think that's a bit expensive for a Swarm Lord, to be honest. 200 power. We'll see what they can do. See what they can do. Stone Guard veterans being all aggro-like. Are you meleeing this tank, fellas? What are you up to? You are meleeing the tank. I think they expected it to back off, maybe. Nice little trick is to force a melee on a fleeing vehicle, which keeps the unit chasing and firing their weapons. Carnifex getting stuck in here for Young Wendi. Just killed something. Plasma Devs, I think. 71-4 on the VP's cap, says Hedonism bots. It's a pretty good strategy. And Haidran is trying. They have so much power and so much red. There's a rocket run. Just as I said that. It's a decent hit. Almost killed those scouts outright. And there's a Manticore now. Manticores can do huge amounts of damage to those large Land Raider targets. What is this? It's Vanguard veterans. And they're going to finish off some Chaos Terminators. Oh no. Caught them napping there. Now these guys are pissed. Power Fists on retreat, but they get away. Level 3 Vanguard at 24, 28 points. There's a Swarm Lord. Big old melee creature that has some good support abilities passively. Allows it to reinforce and has a speed bonus synapse. Termagants and Hormagaunts called in. This is without number. And they're trying to get decap, and they do get a decap. Looks like the other Carnifex went down actually. Somewhere. I guess this tank had something to do with it. Which is then destroyed. 35-4, 1-to-1 cap. Termagants trying to complete this. Hive Tyrant needs to get on the cap there and use their invulnerability. Don't fight. Get the cap. Looks like he's busy fighting the old Humberto. Bloodletter's now trying to cap. Humberto's doing a hell of a lot of damage, that's for sure. And there's the Psychic Scream. The drop pod comes in with a venerable Dreadnought inside from Raver. Haidran down to single guardsman. The orbital now, 35-4. What's the Swarm Lord doing? Just avoiding the beams of death, I guess. Humberto goes down. Heavy turret dropped in from Haidran. And the venerable Dreadnought is smacking around some Terminators. They do have Power Fist though. So it is gonna be whittled down, I think, as it gets out of there. Swarm Lord still kicking some ass. Hive Tyrant gets revived. That's a big play from Hedonism bot, because this guy's doing so much damage at level 10. Holy crap. That is so much damage. Crewfinity not happy about subjugation. Not sure what was subjugated there. maybe the Vanguard or something. The Dreadnought goes down, and there's the game. Blue team got it. It was a desperate ending, but they got that natural VP. Some clutch plays. Good old Humberto was kicking some ass there, and then Hedonism came in with the subjugation and the revive. Awesome ending. We had a level 7 Sorcerer, level 10 Hive Tyrant, doing over 130 heavy melee DPS with these claws at level 10. Level 7 Lord General, level 7 Techmarine. Don't think I noticed the orbs being used. We had a Terminator Force Commander at the end. He had nothing else. Arstotzka, and a level 7 Apothecary who was down. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.